Welcome to Planted. In this video, we're going to look at how to create an event. Now I'm logged into Planted. You can see that here I'm on the dashboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, just have a quick check at the current available events. To do that, I just go to the events option in the menu. And this will load a calendar and list all of the current events. I can see, for example, there was an event yesterday, a meeting that I set up. I'm going to create an event for tomorrow. Now, how to create an event, I don't see any create option here. And the reason for that is because an event is always belonging to a group. So we actually create an event through a group. So let's go to the My Groups option in the menu. And I have a list of my groups here. I'm going to choose Sports Socials. And you'll see I have an Events tab. So this is showing just the events for this group, whereas the other calendar we looked at is showing the events across all groups. So here I want to create an event for tomorrow. So I'm going to choose tomorrow and I'm going to click the Create Event option. You'll see that there's two options I have, create event and a create series. So a series would be a recurring event. I just want a one-off. So I'm just going to say create event. And first of all, I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to say Footy Team Dinner. And I choose my event type. I've only got one type here available, which is meeting. You may well have more event types available to you depending on how your organization has been set up. There's a unique code that's going to be created for me automatically. We can use that for ticketing and checking in people later. A description and URL, I'll leave those blank, and then when. So at the moment it's 2 a.m. Well, I'm not going to have a dinner at 2 a.m. Let's change that to 7 p.m. and this will be local time. And then I have a duration. Let's say it's going to be a 2-hour dinner. So that's all I need to do to create the event. I could save it right now and it would be created. Let's just have a look at a few of the other options that we can have on an event. So firstly, this option at the bottom, registration only. Now, normally when you create an event, the event would be available for people to check themselves in. So if I had, for example, this Footy Team Dinner that I created, when people arrived at the dinner, they could check themselves in. However, you might want it where you want them to be able to register for the event, but you want to actually control the check-in process yourself. Let's say, for example, you've got an event in a hall where you need to manage the gate, who's going in. You want to scan tickets or something like that. You could set this to registration only just by changing that toggle. In this case, I'm happy for people to check themselves in. I can set the location. So here I can choose the address that the event is going to be at. And then I've also got availability. Now, to explain availability, the default for any event you create is that it's available to all administrators of the event, anyone who can update the event. But it might be that you want to make it available to, let's say, everyone in the group. So I'm going to change this and I'm going to say any member of this group. So this would be open to everybody in here. Other options you could have any member of specific groups. So you can choose exact groups you want them to attend. You could say this group and all groups above or below. You can even choose different roles. So you could say only members in role, and then you could say only visitors or players or something like that. I'm just going to say any member of this group. And then lastly on here, cutoffs. So there are 4 kind of cutoffs you can have, their dates. So a cutoff limits when registration and check-in can occur. So for example, you might be setting up an event in the future and you might say, well, I want the registration to open a month before the event and close a week before the event. And then you could choose when you want these to open and close. You can either have it on a set date or a set number of days before an event occurs. So you could either say 1st of July, or you could say a week before the event occurs. The nice thing about the setting the days before the event is that if you've got an event series, then that would apply to every occurrence of the event. So if you had something like a monthly meeting and you wanted the registration to end the day before the meeting, you could say a day before each. And then you've got check-in. So similar, works in a similar way. There's a cutoff date that's set for you if you want to pick. But this would say when check-in can occur. So typically you would want it on the day of an event from 9 in the morning or something. But if you wanted to, you could even open check-in the day before if you like. So you can choose. In this case, I'm saying registration and check-in. There's no restriction. So in theory, I could check in for an event a week before it happens. It may not be a realistic scenario for most, but in this case, I don't particularly want to limit it. It's only a dinner after all. So I've created my name. The only thing I've changed here, as I've said, is I've just given it a duration, a name, and I've set my availability. And I'm going to click Save. So that's now creating my event, and I'll see it in the event calendar appearing. There we are, the footy team dinner on the 11th. And if I go to the main event calendar, I'll also see it listed there. So if I go to events, I'll see here on the 11th, there we are, the footy team dinner has been listed 7 p.m. local time tomorrow. So that was a very quick walkthrough of how to create events. In another video, I will look at more information about events, things like headcounts and feedback and attendance, check-in and check-out, and we'll cover those topics in more detail. Please look at our YouTube channel for more videos and tutorials. Thank you.